Hey guys, how are you? This is Kaz. I wanted to provide a very quick and informative video regarding a vlogging setup that I think is pivotal. In 2019, this is January of 2019, GoPro Hero 7. This is a GoPro proprietary audio jack. Come on, GoPro. But either way, this is what we're stuck with. This is Sugru. It's like JB Weld, but it's colored. Comes in various colors. I chose black. Obviously, this is a black setup. This is the GoPro case that it comes with. And this thing is a tripod. I say tripod because it has a tripod base. Selfie stick. This is not the GoPro version. This is not a shorty, which costs like 20 bucks, I believe, or somewhere around there. This is just an aftermarket Chinese replica on Amazon. For $11.98, and it gets the job done. I love it. I use it every day. It is very useful for what I do, and I'm going to provide you more up close details regarding how I kind of put it in my backpack. Then I'll just give you a little rundown on some of the things that I feel are important. Like for instance, you can save $100 on one of these things. I'm not sponsored by GoPro, but I saved $100, and I definitely will share that with other people, because when I heard $399, I was like, I could buy a camera for $399 that's interchangeable lenses. You know, you could buy a Panasonic G7. You could buy a Canon Rebel. You could buy some other type of cameras for $399, $400. But for $299, I was tempted. Talk about, you know, a gimbal killer. I gave it a shot, and guess what? I own a gimbal, but since buying this particular GoPro, I promise you, I've not used the gimbal yet. It's pretty good. It's not a gimbal killer, but boy, it's a gimbal saver in a pinch. When you don't have a gimbal, or if you can't afford a gimbal, get one of these things. All right, enjoy the video. If you like it, subscribe. If you don't like it, thumbs down. And all those other things that YouTubers say. Hopefully this won't be the last video, but it is officially the first video, so thank you for watching. Enjoy. All right, so carrying this thing around is fairly convenient. I put it in my backpack. I slide it in a flat area. It has a flat profile. I use a satin sock. It's typically used for sunglasses or shades. I use it as a dust cover. Here is me taking it off. As you can see, I have a little fumble with the wind sock or the lavalier cover. What you see is me pulling out the lav microphone windsock. There's also an ND filter that I've never used. That's why it still has the sticky film on there. Here's a good look at it. It's what it looks like in the field. All right, here's a closer look. I think it's a sleek presentation. I love the way that this thing looks. Here's another angle. Here's the tripod status. Don't forget this tripod extends. It telescopes rather. It gets taller, anywhere from about 9 inches to a foot. When you include the GoPro, it actually has a nice profile. Here's a back view. You see the Sugru, the audio jack, the windsock covering the Edutage microphone. Here's the telescoping view. It's nice. I like it a lot. You know, not until I actually got everything together, I realized how small it was and how convenient and mobile it is. So I like it. Here's a closer view. It's laid down just to show you that it's a flat profile primarily. No more than about 1.5 inches in height, or depth rather. Here is another view. Very small. Here's a closer look at the audio jack. There's the USB-C input, which is really convenient. There is the Sugru, a closer look at the Sugru, which is putty. I call it JB Weld, but it's a lot lighter than JB Weld actually. Strong, very strong. As you can see, I put it on. Not the greatest, not the smoothest, but it's all right. It does the trick, and it's very, very strong. Like I said, it holds well. I open and close the case every day to take out the my SD card, and it is strong. It's not budging. It does the trick. Definitely go with Sugru, not some of the aftermarket options that are out there. That's my advice. You see the Edutage microphone. It's a strong little thing. I'm going to talk more about that in a second. The audio jack is costly. It's expensive, but it's a must. Here's a closer look at it from the top. My hands are pretty big, but this is an example of what it looks like in my hand, extended. Here's when it's compacted. Again, I close it down. It's a nice little unit. I love it. I take it wherever I go. It's inconspicuous. You can pull it out in public and people don't really look at it. Here it is with the microphone and the windsock on the table next to it. I'm going to go into more detail and talk about this microphone. So you're dealing with the Editage ETM-001. This is an omnidirectional microphone. It has a great pickup pattern. I use it for interviews, but also as I conduct the interview, I want to hear my voice. So it's omnidirectional. It's not just pointed in one direction. It can pick up the entire area. As you can see, its construction is all metal, gold tip. It's about 1 inch and change in length. Very, very small, super tiny. You could lose this thing in a minute. There it is in standing up position next to a windsock. Here's another viewing angle of this setup. It's nice, really, really nice. You can have it pointing towards you. You can have it pointing away from you. The same way you would do on a typical selfie stick or extendo monopod. Here's the orientation that I like to use on occasion. You can do that over the floor. You can do that over the grass. You can do that over the sand. You can do that and get close to the plants or animals. Just gives you a little bit more control. You could also invert the footage. I'll show you some of that inverted footage later on. Here is the ND filter again, taking it off, putting it back on. That's really to protect the lens, but one day I'm going to actually use that thing. I'll do another review on that later on. Here is just the process of me putting it back on. And I'm doing this just to show you guys what it looks like overall. It is quick and easy. Dust cover, does what I need it to do, and it gets the job done. It's very practical, but it meets my needs, guys. I try to get the most out of this particular setup. Here is the purchase information. You can trade in a camera, an old digital camera. You get up to $100 off for either the Hero 7 Black or the Fusion. The same applies for both. Once you make the trade and place the order, you send in your camera. They'll give you $100 towards the purchase once they receive the camera. As you can see on Google, this is January 2019. The GoPro 7s, they are $399. The cheapest I've seen is $359 on eBay. So of course I jumped on the $299. I had an old camera laying around. I sent that in and got my $100 reference for it. And it comes with an mini SD card, 32 gigabyte. If you buy a Fusion, you actually get 2 cards, but I bought a Hero 7 Black, so I got 1 card. And here I am on a community college campus in the San Gabriel Valley. This is sunset, but I just pulled it out to show you what it looks like when I extend the monopod or the tripod or the selfie stick, whatever you want to call it. Here is an example of me inverting, turning it upside down. And then in Luma Fusion, which is the software that I use on the iPad, you can invert that footage. And here it looks quite normal, but it's actually inverted footage. And that's me holding it upside down. I'm literally like 1 inch away from the ground in that shot, like 1 inch away from the top of this wall. Get really, really close. The profile of a GoPro is super small, super convenient. I love this setup. Great deal. Thanks, guys. Let me just reiterate, please like, comment, subscribe, share. I'm not a professional, but I'm just a common guy. I'm somebody who uses these products to get the most of it. If you use something different, let me know. Good to hear from you. Take it easy.